Hello everybody. I'm with Mr. Tike. I made myself some matcha and I dressed myself up. Well, I was in meetings this morning, so I thought I would take advantage of the look. But also, today I want to talk to you guys about contracts and negotiating and things to look out for when you are looking for jobs, because I feel like as veterinarians, we get taught very good medicine, but not very good business contract negotiation skills. And I'm not sure how your school formats your 4 years, but I was studying for the NAVLE at the same time that I was looking for jobs, and I feel like I didn't really have the opportunity to dedicate as much time as I would have liked to actually sit down and understand the things to look out for, the things to ask, the things to know about contracts and what each company is offering you. Because at the end of the day, a great thing about our profession is that we are a hot commodity and veterinarians are needed right now. A lot more people are having pets. A lot more people are treating their pets as their babies. And what you're doing is important to society, and making sure that all pets can be healthy, happy, comfortable, and living a good life with their parents, okay? So, I took a bunch of notes. This is coming from my experience with signing a contract. Once I graduated, I unfortunately, I believe everything is divine. So fortunately, I was able to leave this contract because it definitely was not suiting me. Now I am in a way better job that I am super happy about. And it's cool because I was able to actually negotiate what I wanted, because I knew the terminology and I knew what I wanted to ask and kind of things that you need to know before you apply, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna start with the compensation salary, and your compensation salary is basically your gross salary for the year, okay? So this is what you're gonna make in a year. I don't want none of that negative talk about veterinarians not making any money, veterinarians not getting paid enough. You are a doctor and you will get paid what you deserve, period, okay? So when talking about your base salary, so the first time I signed, and I guess we'll kind of get into this, 120 up. I don't care. 120 up. That's what you're gonna make, period. That is what you should be starting with. Hi, okay, really fast. I just wanted to emphasize that this video is for those applying for either corporate or private practice jobs. Again, when it comes to corporations, they usually have more money to offer, which is why I'm saying 120 is a pretty good place to start, versus with private practices or nonprofits, they might not be able to meet those salary requests. So just keep in mind where you are applying. But I do feel as a new grad, 120 is a pretty good place to start. This is from experience, me starting way less than. I don't want you to make the same mistakes, because again, you are valuable and you deserve to be paid your worth, okay? So again, it really depends. Doesn't have to be 120, but you deserve 120 or more. I started with 105, like, ew. And I started with 105 because of negative accrual, and that's something we're gonna get to. Major red flag. If you see negative accrual anywhere, run, or if you really like the company, fight for it and don't get negative accrual, because that is the biggest freaking red flag that I have ever seen, and I still don't know why it's a thing, but it is their way of controlling you at the end of the day. So with base salary, 120 up, period. Trust. You're not really gonna make your base salary unless you're making more production. So kind of backtracking. Taxes. Since you have a big girl job now, you're gonna also pay big girl taxes, and it's okay because we're blessed and we're able to actually afford things and pay for things, and our taxes contribute to our city and our state. And right now, for example, I pay federal, state, and city taxes, and I mean, I love Colorado, so I think it's worth it. But if you don't want to be paying state taxes, then I would recommend for you to live in a state that doesn't have state taxes. You can find a list of these places online, but also you come first. Like, your preferences come first. Like, if you really want to live in a mountain state, or if you want to go to the west, if you want to live in the east, like, the state taxes should not stop you from moving where you want to go. It's honestly like, it's not that bad. With that being said, remember that if you are gonna budget, subtract 10 to 15% off of your base salary to budget, because I unfortunately did the mistake of budgeting with my actual base salary for my monthly expenses, and I had completely forgotten about taxes. Like, we get taxed, guys. Like a big chunk is gonna go to taxes. And again, we're not here to talk about why or why not, but it's just a little game they want us to play, and it's fine. Play the little game. Just be aware of it so that you're able to move the right pieces, okay? And that's what I want you to do. I want you to move the right pieces so that you can make money moves and be happy with what you're making and feel comfortable living month to month, not having to stress about money, and not having to stress about paying your debt, not have to stress about anything, okay? You already studied enough. Like, money should not be an issue now. Going back to the base salary. So you can either just have your salary, like you will only make your salary, period. There is another option of Pro-Sal, and I think there's another option where you only make production, which like I don't want to get into because I don't think it's feasible or like a good option, but I do think Pro-Sal is a great option. And what is Pro-Sal? So Pro-Sal is when you make your salary, but you also have the opportunity to make production. And I've noticed that a lot of companies do around 20 to 22% off of services. So it really depends what they include as their services where you can get production. Like sometimes it can be like monthly preventions, surgeries. You can ask your company what is included. Usually it's pretty much everything, if I'm not mistaken. But with Pro-Sal, what's awesome is that when you make more than your base salary in a day, you get a percentage of what you make to you. So you end up making more. With that being said, Pro-Sal is great in my opinion. It is an opportunity for you to really not only make money, but make more if you are practicing good medicine and seeing a lot of clients and working for your buck. Because at the end of the day, like, you deserve to be compensated for your work. Like, as veterinarians, we do one of the most beautiful professions, but also I want to say one of the most difficult professions, because we not only serve as medical professionals, but we also end up having to be there for the client in moments of stress, which can be pretty stressful for us. We do things like euthanasias, we have to talk about end-of-life care and things that toll on our mental health. So you deserve to get paid, period. Because if you are paid and you are comfy, you are able to show up and provide for your pets and your clients, okay? That is out of the question. You deserve to get paid, period. Don't let anybody tell you that vets don't make any money or that vets are only in it for the money. Like, you and me both know that that is not true. I know that you are here because you love this field, you love pets, and you want to show up and make sure that pets are healthy and happy. That is it. But going back to Pro-Sal, so what companies like to do, and I still don't know why they like to do this, it's called negative accrual, okay? So that's always something you need to ask if you are looking at a contract that offers Pro-Sal, okay? Negative accrual basically means that if you don't make your base salary with us, you will pay the negative balance, okay? Which means that if I have a week where we don't have enough clients, or I was sick or something, you will get negative accrual, where you will owe the company money. Red flag, immediately no. Do not sign a contract with negative accrual. I am telling you right now, I did the mistake of doing this. Biggest red flag. It was miserable, especially because now you are stressing about having to make numbers, and that is not something you need to be stressing with when you are just graduating, or in general. You are a doctor. Like, you have way more important things to worry about than having to owe your company money because we don't have enough clients, or you're not making enough profit, or bing bong, I don't know what the factors are. That is not something that should be on your shoulders. So red flag, do not sign a contract with negative accrual. I don't even know why this is a thing anymore. Don't do it. And if you do it, just be aware, I'm telling you right now, ask about negative accrual. It should not be a thing, okay? Period. Some places will tell you that they like zero it once you're ready to start making production, like, so just so you are aware of like how much money you're making. No, like, again, that should not be your problem. Like, you should not have to be stressing about how much money you're making. You should be focusing on being a good doctor and providing quality medicine for your pet, period. So negative accrual, out of the question. Don't accept the contract with negative accrual. please, I'm telling you right now, ask. Have your little Pro-Sal, have your little base salary, and know your value, okay? Don't be signing way less than what I am telling you, because again, like, being an adult comes with a lot of expenses and you are gonna get taxed. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about sign-in bonuses, which is one of my favorite freaking topics because I was bamboozled and I do not want you to be bamboozled ever, okay? So sign-in bonuses. We're gonna call them retention bonuses because they know exactly what they're doing. They know that as little new graduates, we are graduating with a bunch of loans. We are pretty stressed out about our finances. And when they are waving these 20K, 30K, 40K sign-in bonuses in your face, it is very easy for you to be like, take the bait. I took the bait. I don't want you to take the bait. I do want you to take the sign-in bonus, but I want you to be aware of what a sign-in bonus means and how they kind of like reel you in and catch you without really telling you the terms. So a sign-in bonus. Sign-in bonus basically means that they're gonna pay you a big chunk of money for being part of their company. So for example, a 20K sign-in bonus, right? Some of the things you have to know is that one, it's gonna be taxed. So 20K, you probably will end up getting 17K, okay, or 16K, like it really depends. Just be mindful that it's gonna get taxed, so you are not gonna make the full 20K or 30K. It is gonna be taxed. Remember that, because if you are trying to budget and try to pay your credit cards or start paying your loans or try to use it to move in, to move out, like just be aware that it will get taxed, okay? That's number one. Number two, super important. You have to know how long you have to pay that back if you do leave the company, okay? So sometimes what companies do is that they will give you this sign-in bonus, which is very alluring, and you're like, hee, let me accept the money. But if you leave before your contract is done, so let's say your contract is 12 months, if you leave before your contract is done, you will owe the 20K. Mind you, I said the 20K, not the tax 20K that was 17K. The actual 20K. So keep that in mind. Do not, please, I am telling you right now, and this is from experience, do not use your sign-in bonus. Your sign-in bonus is gonna be put into an account where you can have it as an emergency fund, where you can put it in a high yield savings account. That is definitely something you should do, where it can be accruing interest, because I want you to have that money there just in case anything happens and you do have to leave the company before your term is finished, okay? Because if you do 11 months and you can't freaking stand it anymore, you're gonna have to pay the 20K. And guess what? If you spent the 20K once you got it, which I did, I went off, guys. Like with those 20Ks, like I paid my credit cards, like I freaking like, no, I didn't travel. I kind of used it to like move the most. Like I paid for my furniture, like I was so happy with those 20Ks, and then I had to leave because I was in a pretty toxic environment, and guess who couldn't leave? Because she couldn't pay the 20K back. So again, I don't want this to be you. I do not want this to be you. With that being said, I think as adults, the sign-in bonus is a great opportunity to learn how to invest and have a lot of money to put it in high yield savings, maybe put it into some bonds, some funds, some stocks. Like do your thing, just don't lose the money. Like make more money with it, but don't lose the money. Don't waste the money, don't spend the money. And if you do spend a chunk of it, like in the beginning, like if you want to pay your credit cards, then just make sure that as you start getting paid while you're working, start putting money into that fund so that you always have the sign-in bonus available if you do have to leave. Okay, with that being said, another red flag I want to talk about right now, which I signed and I don't want you to ever sign, is that sometimes some companies will ask you to return the full 100% of the money you was given, like the money that was given for sign-in. So some companies will say that if you leave before the 12 months, you will have to pay 100% of the sign-in bonus. And that is a major freaking red flag because it doesn't make sense. So you want to make sure that your money is vested. I think that's the term used, like vested, which means that every month you work for the company, a percentage is being decreased from what you would owe if you leave. So if you have 10K for 12 months, divide it by 12 to know how much you would be kind of like decreasing monthly if you work like those months, if that makes sense. So in the end, you won't owe 10K. If you work 6 months, you would owe half the money, right? So again, that kind of allows you to be smart and think, hey, like I will use the 5K to like pay for my credit card or like pay for other things I want to pay or like treat myself, and then I will save those 5K, keep putting money in so that just in case I leave, I do have the money to pay them and I don't have to be freaking stuck to a place you're unhappy with just because you can't pay them back. Because honestly guys, I was there and it is the worst feeling ever, and I am someone who is super optimistic. I see the best in people. I see the best in everyone, and I'm learning because unfortunately you can't really be like that when it comes to money, because people are just so blinded with money. And when it comes to like corporations and companies and just like you know we can get into that, but like the vibes when it comes to money. I love money. I have a very different connection with money. Money to me is energy, and if you are working from the heart, money will always come to you. That is not something I'm ever stressed about, but I did spend the 20K like immediately, so I didn't have that, but it's okay. Something you can also do is, let's say that they're offering you 10K, but you don't want to take the 10K immediately. You can tell them to give you 5K, and then after 6 months with them to give you the other 5K, just if you feel like you're not good at saving money or just like having control when you have such high amount in your bank account, which I should have done because I get so excited. I'm like, ah! I was like treating everything. Like there were so many birthdays. I gave so much money away. Like I was just thriving. And that's something I am going to keep doing, but smart, intelligently. That's what we're manifesting. Okay, perfect. Boom, boom, boom. Sign-in bonuses. What else? Yes, okay, I think we're good there. Other bonuses that they can include are relocation bonuses. So relocation bonuses help you move if you are moving states, if you are moving, if you're in the same state, but like you're like having to travel, like just so you can like pay for a new apartment. You can travel, gas money, mileage, like the U-Haul if you're having to move stuff. Relocation bonuses are great. I recommend for you to definitely ask for it. Other bonuses are for your licenses. So like state, DEA, USDA, all those stuff. I feel like they should pay for it. Like they can get up there. I want to say like one of them is like $800, like the other one is like $400. Like just have them pay for it. Like they have enough money. You should be just worried about moving and being there for yourself while you learn how to be out in the real world. And then besides that, remember, those things, look at the contract because they might say that if you leave before, you will owe them the money back. So just remember, ask those questions and make sure that that is not something that pertains to your contract, okay? Okay, before I get into benefits, which is so much fun, I wanted to mention non-competes. I don't know where to put this in the video. I feel like this is perfect before we go to the benefits, but non-competes, super, super, super important. Ask about non-competes because sometimes some companies will have you sign where if you leave the company, you cannot work at another place that is like a mileage around where you were. So that means that you have to either like leave the freaking state or like move somewhere that you don't want to go, because you're not able to practice around the area because they think you're gonna steal their clients, right? So definitely ask about non-competes. From what I heard, they're illegal in some states. Like not illegal, but like, I guess illegal, yeah. Like I keep getting like back and forth information with non-competes because some places tell me that companies cannot enforce this. Like it's literally illegal. Other places tell me that they can. I don't understand. So I would rather you just ask what the non-compete policy is. There shouldn't be one. Like there is no need for non-competes. I talk about non-competes because as you get more experience, if you do want to maybe open your own business, like your own little LLC, where you can maybe like go into people's homes and like do acupuncture or work with end of life care or do hospice care, that is something that you should be able to do. And it should not affect your corporation. Like they should be able to allow you to just have your own little thing going on, and not be like on top of you, like telling you like, oh, like you actually can't have clients around this radius because then you're like stealing your clients, blah, blah, blah. No, like, no. Non-compete, red freaking flag again. Don't do non-compete. Ask about non-compete. They should be illegal. Let me know if you have more information because I keep getting like back and forth information. Ratchet, let me know. He's so cute. Okay, now we're gonna talk about benefits. So, Awesome thing about being an adult is that you get benefits. So one of the most important benefits is healthcare, right? Make sure you ask about health insurance, dental insurance, visual insurance. Like, ask what is offered. You can choose what insurance you want, and then they will take that from your like paycheck, and then you will have health insurance. So that's something you can look into. If you want to look into your own health insurance options, then like you can definitely do that and not pay them. I feel like for me, like, it's just, I like having everything like in one place. So like I just use the health insurance they're offering me. The first place I worked, that is how it was. So they would take like from my paycheck to pay for the health insurance. But in this place I'm in, the company pays 100% for health insurance, visual insurance, and dental insurance. So nothing is deducted from my paycheck. They just already offer it. So you being an employee means that you have health insurance, and I feel like that is so sexy. I am so grateful for that, because, you know, like, it can add up. Like, it probably ends up being like $200 to $300 dollars being removed for your paychecks for health insurance, while the taxes and also like other stuff I'm going to talk about right now. Just make sure that you can see the options that you have that work best for you. Next is 401k, baby. So 401k is basically money for retirement. So a lot of companies will actually match with 401k. So kind of how I understand, how I learned it was that you will be contributing some money from your paycheck to go into your 401k account, and the companies are able to kind of match a percentage to it. So they say, like, for every $100 you put in, we will put $6 or sometimes like $12. It's usually a percentage, so like you can look into what they offer. But it's awesome because you're basically getting free money to contribute money to yourself when you are grown up and a senior citizen. So I feel like that's an awesome way to invest. 401k is investing in your future, so it's definitely something I recommend for you to do. Please, please, please put money into your 401k. I was super against this when I found out, because I was like, why would I put money for like my 60-year-old version? Like, damn, like, I want to spend it now. Again, I am a Taurus, so I am learning how to not delve into immediate satisfaction, because I just, you know, I'm making my own matcha at home. That's a step. So with 401ks, just ask how much percentage they can match, and kind of see the plans that they offer. But I definitely recommend that you do this so that you can invest for your senior citizen version, because they deserve it. And you know, you're gonna retire and you want to make sure that you're comfortable. So it's awesome to just start investing now. Just make sure that that's going to be taken from your paycheck, and also it will be taxed. So apparently there's like two options where you can put in money into the 401k that is already taxed, versus you put in money that is not taxed, and then once you do take it out when you're 60 and you're retired, then it will be taxed. Okay, so like, just look into that, because some places are different. I think the one I'm doing is like, I probably will get taxed when I remove it from the account when I'm 60. And I feel like that's the one that most people do. But again, it is your option. Like, figure out what works best for you, but definitely invest in yourself. Okay, that is the number one way you can start investing. Okay, going back to benefits, we're going to talk about PTO now. So PTO is paid time off, right? So again, you're gonna wanna plan your little vacations. You're probably gonna get sick sometimes. You're gonna have things that you're gonna have to attend. You're gonna have to miss work. So PTO is super important. Remember that some clinics, they do like 8 hours a day versus 10 hours, because you will be working a 10-hour shift, but sometimes they remove like the lunch time. So it's kind of, it really depends on where you're working. But ask that. And also, looking back, I signed 96 hours for my first job, and this one offered me 4 weeks. Guys, like, PTO goes by so fast, because like, again, we work in a very, very, very emotionally, physically, mentally taxing field. So you will need your breaks, and PTO is freaking awesome. So definitely ask for more. Like, looking back, I wouldn't sign anything less than 140 hours. Like, I don't care. I feel like it is definitely necessary. It is definitely needed. And if your cup is not full, you cannot fully show up for others. And I think you should have the time to fill your cup when needed. So just keep that in mind. Check what the average PTO is for veterinarians. It also depends on where you live, which contract you're signing, like how many hours the place is opened. there's a lot of factors, so just keep that in mind, how many days you're working a week, which honestly, guys, like I would not work more than 4 days a week. Like I will never work 5 days a week, ever. If I do, it's because I'm working 4 days a week, like in my job, and then like I have like a day where like I go to houses and do my own business. That's the only way. But like trust, like 4 days a week is perfect, just because you have time to breathe, and also like take care of yourself, like please. And we'll definitely get into that in another video, but right now just make sure that you have enough PTO that feels comfortable for you. Things happen, you will want time off, and you deserve to be getting paid for that time off, so you're not stressing about having to, you know, make ends meet. But also you will have a savings account with your emergency fund, so it's not something you have to be stressed about, because now you know what to do with that sign-in bonus. But also, just in case, ask for PTO. You know what you deserve. I know you're also not going to sign a negative accrual contract, but sometimes with the negative accrual, they will or will not include your PTOs. So if you do take time off as PTO, it will be as if you're working, which means that you didn't make any production because you weren't working. So you will have negative accrual. You see how they get you? So just be careful. Again, do not sign a negative accrual. If any of you watch this video and sign a negative accrual, I will find you, and I will probably just nothing. I won't find you. Just, you will find me when you see what the negative accrual does to you, but we don't gotta talk about that. Boom, 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 boom. Another thing you can ask is how easy it is to switch shifts among doctors, because sometimes it's actually very easy, and doctors will either like not work at the same time, or like, you know, some people will be scheduled on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. So you're actually able to like, hey, I want to take a long time off. Sorry, I want to take a long weekend off. What if I switch my Friday for your Tuesday? Boom, boom, boom. So that actually allows you to not have to take PTO and have that option of switching before. So that's always something you can ask. Continued education. So continued education is something that they should give you money to do. Continued education is so important as doctors. Medicine is always evolving, always changing. There's so much we don't know. There's so much we're learning. So continued education is something that you definitely should partake in every year. With that being said, to continue having your license, you need to complete a number of hours of continued education. So just keep that in mind. It's something that you will definitely need to do, but it's fun because at the end of the day, like, you're getting money to go. So for example, the first place I negotiated more money for my CE. So I was around 2,500. Right now I'm gonna get around the same. If you want more, then go off. If you want less and you want to put it maybe to your sign-in bonus or to your salary, like, you can negotiate. This is your contract. I want you to do what feels best for you. But again, with CE money, this goes to registration fees, travel fees, hotels, Airbnbs, like Ubers, food. So just keep that in mind. Registrations for these conferences can get up there like $500, $600. And you know, I don't want you to have to miss one because you're not able to pay for it. And then finishing off with some other benefits that I looked into. Apparently there is the student loan repayment through the CARES Act that is good until December 2025 from when I am filming this video. So companies are able to take out $5,250, which they can give to their employees to pay for their federal student loans. Another thing is getting paid parental leave. If you are planning on getting pregnant, that's definitely something you want to look into because you deserve to have that time off without having to stress and take care of your baby. And some places offer it. This place that I'm at offers it. The one I was before, it doesn't. So might get pregnant now, why not? And then paid bereavement leave, which is if you have a death in the family, and the place that I'm at now actually includes the death of a pet. So that is paid time off that you have to grieve and mourn the loss of a loved one. And I feel like that is so freaking awesome. Any pet care benefits, remember as vets, like sometimes you want to bring your pet to work, you can ask about that. And also any benefits, if you are able to get services with a discount, you know, see what they offer to see if you either want to do what they're offering or if you want to get a pet insurance from another place. I feel like we covered it all. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Congratulations on this stage of your life. Being an adult is so much fun, but what's even funner is being an adult with knowledge and awareness of the things that you will encounter and the things that you will be able to negotiate, just so you feel comfortable and love your job. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to be compensated for your time, for your work, for your energy, and also enjoy what you're doing. I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did, and now that I did so much research and I am more aware of what goes on in contracts, it's important that you know too, so you can make money moves. Love ya. Mwah. I think it says bye too. He's knocked out. You're not knocked out. You're awake.